The Namibia Financial Institution Supervisory Authority, NAMFISA, is cautioning the public on micro-lenders retaining possession of bank cards and PIN codes, original identification documents, original passports, and original driver's licenses of borrowers. Joining us to shed more light on this very concerning trend is Victoria Moranda, the Manager of Corporate Communications and Consumer Education at NAMFISA. Very good evening to you, Victoria, and thank you so much for joining us.
Good evening, and good evening to our viewers as well. Thank you.
Let's perhaps find out, what are the fines if found contravening the Micro-Lending Act?
Well, micro-lenders that are found guilty of contravening Section 23 of the Micro-Lending Act of 2018, which is to keep or make use of the bank cards or personal information such as the bank card PIN codes, original identification documents, passports or driver's licenses that are originals as security for collateral arrangement purposes, is liable to pay penalties that are calculated at a 10% of the annual value of the loan disbursement in the immediately preceding financial year.
What message do you have for those who are running cash loans that are not registered with NAMFISA?
Well, the public is reminded that as per the provision of Section 3.2 of the Micro-Lending Act of 2018, any person who conducts the business of a micro-lender without being registered with NAMFISA in terms of the Act commits an offense and is liable on conviction to a fine not exceeding 500,000 Namibia dollars or imprisonment for a period not exceeding 5 years, or both such fines can actually be imposed.
If I find myself, or somebody that I know that falls in this predicament that you have just mentioned, where do I report the malpractices?
We encourage malpractices to be reported with NAMFISA. So it can be reported using either our toll-free number, which is 0800 290 500. I'll just repeat the toll-free number, which is available during office hours, which is 0800 290 500. Complaints can also be registered on the NAMFISA website, or it can be sent via email to the NAMFISA offices. Our offices in Windhoek are in the Gutenberg Plaza.
Now, lastly, Victoria, for customers, I can imagine, to surrender their personal documents to lenders gives the impression that individuals are very, very desperate to get that money. I mean, not to judge anyone, but different people borrow money for different reasons. There are those that borrow for genuine reasons, and then there are those, like the trend that became very popular in December, there are ones who want to bump up with the big boys. What role is NAMFISA playing in educating Namibians about managing their finances and taking them out of this endless chain of them just forever being in debt?
Maybe I should first then just indicate what the vision of NAMFISA is, which is to have a safe, stable, fair financial system that's actually contributing to the economic development of Namibia, in which consumers are protected. So consumer protection for us is very important. As a result, we have a consumer education department that falls directly under the office of the CEO. Now, this department is responsible for consumer education, particularly around issues of the rights and responsibilities of the consumers when they are dealing with financial services within Namibia, particularly those under the purview of NAMFISA. NAMFISA went a step further and actually forged strategic partnerships in ensuring that we are educating the consumers. One of those is that we are part of the FLI platform. We are a platform supporter for the Financial Literacy Initiative, which falls under the Ministry of Finance, and they are primarily responsible for educating consumers or the nation in terms of financial literacy. Other things that NAMFISA has partnered with is by being part of the Financial Stability Committee. This is a committee made out of NAMFISA and the Bank of Namibia. And then annually, this committee actually comes up with an annual stability report that gives indication in the areas, particularly in household indebtedness, and how such issues can be handled. The others is through the quarterly statistical bulletin. We have the quarterly statistical bulletin from NAMFISA's side, where we do share statistics in terms of micro-lending, particularly, for example, as an area of concern. How many people are registered as micro-lenders? What are the issues that people come and complain to NAMFISA about in terms of conduct within the market? So those are some of the strategic partnerships that we have. But practically, as Consumer Education Department, there's a lot of activity going on from a strategy perspective and plans which include activities such as regional road shows, radio talks, and interviews like this one that we are doing now to ensure that our consumers are protected and are educated.
Victoria, thank you so much for your time. Highly appreciate it. And all the best with you and the rest of your team.
Thank you very much. Good night.